Dylan Strome scored. Darcy Kuemper got a shutout. Oh, wait. It's not 2018, is it? Wrong team. My bad. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah Merrill here with Steve Peters. Craig Morgan is going to join us truly any minute now from Mullett Arena. But Petey,
yeah,
this was, as you like to say sometimes, of all the games, this was one of them.
Was one of them. But you know what we've been saying for years? We're waiting for the number 3 pick in the draft, Dylan Strome, to break out and start scoring goals. We just were hoping it was before the Coyotes traded him. So he ends up with 2 goals tonight in the Mullett. Who knew? And who knew it would be Dylan Strome and not Alexander Ovechkin dominating the game tonight? Because I tell you what, we listen to a lot of people saying, hey, Ovi's excited to play in the Mullett. Ovi can't wait to get to the Mullett. Did Ovi was Ovi here?
I mean, he definitely had his looks. I think to give credit where credit is due, the Coyotes did do a good job shutting him down, especially on the power play. For him to not get those looks, he's still very much involved in the play, especially at his age, like out there for entire power plays.
Hey, we're not talking about age.
Yeah, crazy, but I know.
No, but
Leah,
you talk about his looks. You know where he is on the power play. I will say this, because we see a lot of hockey during the season, and you talk about everybody knows. We talked about it yesterday. Everybody knows where Ovechkin's shooting from. Everybody knows what he's going to do on the power play. I have to give it to this Coyote penalty killing group. Like, you know, they do give up the goal from the point that gets tipped and banged around, but it wasn't from Ovechkin. And I tell you, there were shot blocks on that penalty kill. That play that Bukestad made when he finally realizes, Ovechkin's diving down low, and he breaks up the play when it looks like he was going to tap in an empty net and the back door. So the penalty kill gets big marks. I know they gave one up, but to keep Ovechkin off the board on the power play is pretty darn impressive. And for this team to do that was one of the bright spots for this team. There are some bad points.
I know. I'm actually very surprised that we just dove in right away on the positives to start.
I know.
It's very unlike us.
I know. But it is. But those were we keep saying, and I know this team does so many things to self-inflict their wounds, and tonight was absolutely no different. The big problem again tonight, as we've heard over and over and over again, is their ability to get out of their zone without turning the puck over. There were times on that one goal, they turned the puck over 3 times. They kept getting on their stick, and they kept giving it away. On the Milano goal, the Sonny Milano goal, they had it. They had it from the breakout. It was dumped in. They had the puck. And they just continue to turn the puck over. And it's just so frustrating to watch those mistakes, because I get it when the opponent has more skill. I understand that. I understand there are better teams, except maybe Toronto, because they beat Toronto whenever they play them. But I get that. And that's okay. But when you turn the puck over inside your own blue line over and over, guess what you do? Off the glass and out, off the glass and out. Keep the puck to the outside. Move the puck quickly. Don't let the opponent have time to close the gap and take away your time and space. those mistakes you're self-inflicted, and that's part of the problem for me is those things need to be corrected. And it doesn't matter about the skill level. Get the puck out of your zone without turning it over. And that's where I was frustrated tonight with their inability to get the puck out of their own end.
Yeah, this one, and it's funny because in that 9-game losing streak, there were some close games and some competitive games. This was one where it almost fell over from the first goal against, because when that happens, you just know this is a team that doesn't tend to come back when they get scored against first in the game. It's hard for them. And then it goes up 2-0, and then it's 3-0 after 2. If it was maybe 2-0 after 2, you can say, okay, like a 2-goal lead is, they always say it's the worst lead in hockey. It's a 2-goal lead. But 3-0, staring that down, it just felt like this game was over in the first 3 minutes, which is when the first goal came 3:03 in. And it just kind of, the wind was out of everybody's sails. You can tell Coach Tourigny was frustrated on the bench. It was just one of those that you kind of want to put in the rear view. And
it didn't seem like, maybe it was just me, but it didn't seem like this team had their legs today, because we talk about the Coyotes being quick and able to move up the ice quickly, and they have some speed to their game. I didn't feel like I saw that tonight. I didn't feel like this was a quick Coyote team. They did get their looks and they had some chances. There's no doubt about it. But I never felt like, gosh, like in Detroit, when they were coming back, man, they were all over the Detroit Red Wings when they came down from a 3-1 deficit to come back in that game. They were all over the puck. They were skating. They were attacking. They just never had that tonight, I didn't think. And maybe the other thing we'll talk about is their defending. And this team gets in a habit sometimes where we call it puck watching. When you chase the puck around, it's when you go watch the mites play, the 6-year-olds, everybody runs after the puck. Well, that's what the Coyotes did in their own zone tonight. When that's one of Strome's goals, everybody goes and follows the puck around, and Strome is standing all alone off to the side of the net. Sometimes you have to look around and see who's uncovered and see who's open and protect your area of the ice that you're responsible for, and don't chase the puck. So the same mistakes continually happen for this team. Turnovers and defensive zone coverage. And it's too bad. And the other thing we talked about, Leah, is the disallowed goals. Both ways this time.
Yeah. And I felt like, oh, what were you going to say?
No, but the Hayton one's different. Like you go, oh, they're back in it. Like
that was the moment.
That was the one. That was the moment.
And then and unfortunately on the broadcast, when they were reviewing it, they didn't show any replays. So you really didn't know what was going on. But once they did show the replay, it was very clear. Like this wasn't one that was kind of up in the air like some others we've seen this season. It was very clear. But that one, like as far as the wind going out of your sails, that was one, because there you finally had it. You finally broke through and score, and not only score, but Barrett Hayton, we've seen him get back in it, and there was just no coming back.
But it's a puck that's funny. It gets to the net, but I don't even think the Coyotes were sure it was in at first because of the unusual route that it took.
It literally went whoop, like
way up in the
right
air
over Nick Schmaltz.
And those are the kind of goals that could give your team a boost. It was just the right time. Yeah. It was great. And I think what took so long in the replays is they reset the clock 35 seconds. Like that was a long time ago. So we're going to go inside behind the curtain on what happens there. So every time the puck crosses the blue line, every single time in the entire game, the video guy's responsibility is to say that it's good. And you'll say it in the headsets. That one's good. And that's just the puck crosses the blue line so much. It's
good. Like when the ref does
good.
Or the linesman, I guess.
That one's good. But on that one, especially on the power play, that video guy for sure is going, that one's off. Hey, this one's off. If they score, especially on a power play, if this one scores, we're calling it. If this one goes in, we're calling it. And they knew for 30 seconds that this was going to get called. They knew it. And I would bet, I haven't had a chance to talk to the Coyotes video guy yet, but I would bet he knew as well that this one's probably coming back. Yeah. So this is way back when they first came in with the rule. Newell Brown, I know you're going to get bored with this and people want to hear about this game, but Newell Brown coached the power play for this team years ago under Dave Tippett. And we came up with a plan that if we were offsides on a power play and we knew we were offside on a power play, instead of expending our top power plays units time inside the zone, we would say, and we went to Peyton Manning and we would yell Omaha over the headset. So we'd say Omaha. So we knew it was we're clearly offsides and it's going to get called back. So why bother? And then you yell out on the ice, Omaha, and then guys know to leave the zone because you're just wasting your time. There's no point you staying out there and getting tired. So they clearly knew when this went in. Washington knew this was coming back, and I knew when they called it for offsides, you were concerned. The goalie interference one that the Coyotes call, you never know. That's rolling.
You never know, but if I had to bet on it in that moment, I would have bet it would have been called back, just because Lars Eller was like pushed right into Veggie. I guess the only argument you can make is if Gossesbear was the one who pushed him. It's kind of hard to tell. I feel like the Coyotes have been challenging a lot as of late. They're now 3 for 5 on their challenges this season, so a little over 50%.
Yeah, and that one, I agree with you. And it's Lars Eller and Gossesbear. If that's Chychrun, and no offense to Gossesbear and his size and ability to push guys around, if that was a bigger defenseman, you might see it called the other way that he pushed him in. But Gossesbear, he was leaning backwards away from Eller. There was not engaged with him pushing him in. It was all Eller. So I agree with you, Leah. I thought that one was coming back.
Yeah,
too, so.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at tonight's numbers, and I'll pull this up here. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's just a photo of Coach Tournier yawning.
Or is that you during the game, Leah?
It might have been me. Here's the actual numbers. I was telling, we were talking about this a little bit before we hopped on air. The shots were 33-26, but it just felt like the Capitals held the zone way more than the Coyotes ever did. Once again, this feels like deja vu. Coyotes over 3 on the power play, Caps 1 for 4. So the other team capitalizing, if you will. And then I put blocks on there because, like I mentioned already, the Coyotes were eating shots. I believe Travis Boyd had 4 block shots just in the first period. He took a stinger. JJ Mosier was diving in front of shots. So you got to give them that credit. Like there could have been way more shots on goal, but these guys were laying their body on the line even when they were down. And that's what we talk about this team all season long. It's just no quit.
Yeah, they compete on this team, and then we talked about for the difference that we saw from last year to this year. I think that's one thing. They come back against Detroit the other night, their ability to continue to compete as this game went on. To me, the concern on that, by the numbers, we're so used to this team being outshot, it's not even a thing to talk about anymore. The power play starting to be a concern. They got one goal in their last 9 on the power play. It's 8. Sorry, 1 in their last 8.
Still.
1 goal in their last 8, and they've given up power play goals against the last 4. Every game in the last 4. Those 2 numbers are really telling you got to win the special team battle. This team started so hot on the power play at the beginning of the season. They've got to find their rhythm, and we keep saying when you're struggling at the power play, shoot the puck every opportunity you get, and if you can get the puck back to the point, shoot the puck and converge at the net. And we need to see more of that because they've got to get through this bubble of not scoring on the power play.
Absolutely. Well, he's here. He's early, or are we late? But
I will
Craig.
say this before he gets on air. I was going to say, you could see in the green room,
like the light.
So yeah, like my goodness,
we got the specialty filter on.
The Craig Morgan aura.
Same booth as last game. What's going on?
You know what it is, Leah? It's that trophy he won for Sports Right of the Year. It's sitting right in front of him, and it's all the glare off of it. He carries it with him everywhere. I don't know if you know that. Carries it with him everywhere. Takes it to the Safeway.
About this glare, guys. You want me to move around? You want to see? Like you want to move around the arena?
Oh, that's worse. Oh no,
twirl
that's worse.
with me, guys.
No.
Oh
my God.
No. Okay.
It is not a steady cam shot.
So I got to tell you a funny thing. So I got to admit, post-game availability was very short. I asked Troy Stetcher 4 questions. There was 1 other question asked. I asked Andre Tourigny 4 questions. There was 1 other question asked. So it ended quickly, and I had to stop by the Capitals locker room before I came back because I wanted to say hello to Scotty Allen, maybe catch Darcy Kuemper. Got them both.
Wow. Yeah.
Talked to Darcy for a bit. He's doing well, having a good time. Scotty Allen was there and asked about you, Petey.
Oh, nice.
I told him that you're working with us. He was really happy to hear that, and he knew about the ESPN gig. But he also heard about another venture, apparently, that you haven't told us about.
Uh-oh.
Scotty Allen said he heard that you were involved in some kind of brewery, like you're starting a brewery. And I said, Scotty, that's news to me. But, Petey keeps a lot of things from me, so I'll ask him about it on the show.
Petey would never cheat on 4 Peaks like that.
Did he really say that?
He did. I was like, no, I don't
Was he
think so,
just
Scotty.
Was he
I don't
just
know.
bullshitting
It's
you?
a great idea. If anybody wants to back
No,
me,
he
I'm all
really
in.
thought it. I like this is the craziest light, by the way. That's on me
Yeah.
right now.
I
No,
would,
I
and by
think-
the way, for all our 4 Peaks listeners, I am not
Well,
going
if
into
anything,
pure
you should get
competition.
your own beer at
Yes.
Four Peaks called like
Grumpy
the PD
Pete's?
Sigh,
Oh my
Grumpy
God.
Pete's, and then every time you crack open it, it's like
Yes. Sigh. I
we
love
might,
it.
Hey, we might be onto something.
Grumpy
here.
Pete's Sigh Time Ale. I like it. I like it.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
Oh my
So I haven't reached out to Scotty Allen in a long time. I need to get a hold
Four
of him and figure out
Ps.
where that
He
came
said the
from.
same thing about you. Yeah, he wanted to reach out, but they had such a quick end on this trip. He knew there
Big
was going to be
Sigh
no
He's a
time.
good man.
Brewing.
He is a good man with that wicked Boston accent. I love it.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Oh my
and
God.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is so
Well,
good.
there you go, Craig. That was of all the games we already said that was one of them.
Yeah, Craig, we've talked about the numbers, we've talked about the defense
else?
and or lack thereof.
We didn't do the keys though, but we can.
We
wait
have,
till
yeah,
Craig
there's a
leaves.
lot we haven't gotten to, so I guess we'll get your initial thoughts to start here.
Well,
Yeah,
they had
sounds about right.
they had no I mean they worked hard, but they just weren't very focused. They didn't make much happen. Listen, you can tell that he doesn't want to say it outright, but the schedule's killing the Coyotes.
Yeah.
It's killing the Coyotes. They've got nothing left in the tank, and there's no relief in sight until the All-Star break. They're
Nothing
gonna-
left in the tank for them. Plenty
Ah,
left in the tank.
Look what Leah did there. Look what Leah did there.
Dallas, Vegas this weekend.
Here, I
back
got
to
it.
back. My God.
Wow.
And then
so
and
it
then
gets
Copy
easier?
and paste.
two critical games on the 24th and the 28th, I might say, against the Anaheim Ducks, who won tonight, by the way.
And
are
so did
else?
in-
Chicago.
And so did Chicago's. This
What?
guy's.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There's
They
Craig.
really could.
Craig
be
got so
30%
excited he
Craig
lost
has
it.
transcended.
There you
Hello?
go. You're back.
Anybody?
Hello?
Whoa.
You got all excited about Chicago. And
What's
you
going
cut
on
off.
here? Whoa, that was wild.
We got it.
Yeah, the tank
everything's
might be
cutting off
back.
here. We're losing everything.
Craig, they're catching them.
It might be.
They're catching
they are.
those teams we didn't think they were going. Oh, hard cider. That's actually pretty
That's
clever.
unreal.
Hard cider. That's funny. Yeah, it's when we talk about the tank, and I know it's hard not to, but when Chicago and Anaheim both win, this is one of those nights you go, okay, this is okay. And you talk about the schedule, Craig. Do you know? And this is one of those questions we ask a reporter, where they keep those stats on man game lost to injuries. Do you know if that's a thing somewhere?
There's literally a site called mangameslost.com.
As there should be. So my question
There
is,
you go. Does every
because-
league actually?
because of the condensation of the schedule, or it's condensed schedule, condensation implies moisture changing.
Which is
from
what
a
someone
mist
suggested
to a
might be
water.
wrong with Craig's
Right.
camera.
Right.
So it's
Might be going on
condensed.
here. It's not, but it's a nice theory.
With the schedule
It's a nice
condensed, and they got the
theory.
week off for the All-Star break, all of those things. I maybe I'm wrong, and that's why I want to look at the numbers before I give out a general statement. But it seems like there's a lot more people being hurt right now, and that's through the league. You look at people's IR lists; they're just tremendously long, and I wonder if this schedule is just finally catching up to people.
You know, that's been floated by a couple people. I want to ask actually, and I know the guy who runs the site. Nathan, his name is Nathan Courier, and I can just ask him that very thing. Like, are you noticing a trend of more injuries over the last few seasons? I'll reach out and ask him. I'll find out what he says.
Comparative, because
Hey,
it seems to
you
me
know what we
that-
can do? We can make it a mailbag question because I got a mailbag coming next week. So I don't like to
Mailbag.
do any work
88?
unless I have to, Petey.
Are you
so
setting a break?
Let's make it a mailbag.
88?
What?
88? Is that your record? 88 questions?
Oh,
Is that what it was?
God.
So everybody, make sure you send in your
Don't
questions
give
to Craig.
people ideas.
Everyone
Don't
send
give
your
people
the 2 max so that he gets double. I'm kidding. I'm
The
kidding.
2 max.
I can't
He-
get away
like,
from
he
this
only
light. You see how
allows
it's
for
following
2.
me? This light is following me. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on either, to
How
be
can I
honest.
literally be in the same spot that I was the last game and this is
I
going on
don't
tonight,
know.
but it
I
wasn't
It
the
has
last
to be
time.
your camera.
It's
It
the
has to be
mullet
your
magic.
camera.
All right, I'm
Everybody
going to
knows
wipe
the
it
mullet
and make
magic.
this even worse. Nope. It's not the camera. Nope.
That is bizarre.
I don't know.
Okay, well, while
Okay.
Craig sorts through his camera,
Well,
I've been
moving
loving
on.
all these suggestions in the chat. Petey's Hard Cider, Grumpy Pete's Big Sigh Brewing, 4 Petey's. Love it. Love all of it. We should get together, put a pitch together.
Where's that come from?
Put a pitch together. I don't know. But when we're at Four Peaks, which is where we will be on Wednesday, January 25th, because last Wednesdays are back, join the PHNX crew at the A Street Pub. As all of our shows are live and in person throughout the day, we'll be live the first show at 11 a.m. So come hang out with us, take your lunch break, work from home, but have it be Four Peaks, or just take an afternoon off like I know a couple of you sometimes do. Enjoy $3 beer specials and come say hi to us. You have to be 21 or older to drink, but not to come to Four Peaks and enjoy the vibes and the amazing food as well. So looking forward to that one. And I know kind of all week we were hyping up Ovi shots, Ovi anytime goal scorer. Well, Dylan Strome said, not so fast. I'll be the star tonight. And if you took him anytime goal scorer on DraftKings, you would have made yourself some money. I don't know if I would have necessarily.
You know who didn't?
You?
This guy.
Yeah. I don't know how many people out there did. But it's okay because there's lots of ways to make yourself some money on DraftKings. Right now, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code PHNX. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Before we move on, Leah, did you see Robert Lee's comment? And this is a good point. We'll move on. This is not about the show tonight. I get it, but injuries are skyrocketing because bigger athletes, better equipment, faster, stronger. I don't disagree. So okay, I just had to say that. Thanks, Robert, for the comment.
Yep, absolutely. Well, speaking of DraftKings, we do crown a king of the game every single show, and I went to Discord for everyone's point of view. And it was all over the map. Someone said, well, I guess Hayton technically scored at one point. People were saying Ingram for being on the bench and not being part of it. You know, there's a lot of ways to get creative with this. But since he did once wear the Coyote sweater, we are crowning tonight's DraftKings King of the Game, Darcy Kuemper, for his 27th save shutout. I know that's not
totally popular decision.
Yeah.
Former Coyote gets a shutout, won a Stanley Cup. I have no problem with this.
Yeah, he deserved it.
He's a good guy.
He deserved it tonight. This was a
side note on that. I told Kemps that he was going to win King of the Game tonight. I did when I just talked to him now, and his one question was, he said, "What do I get?"
You get a crown.
You get a silly picture on our show. That's it, buddy.
Yeah. What do you get?
Come on, this isn't the crowning achievement of his life. Screw the Stanley Cup.
I mean, it should have been, but I don't think he really grasped
Stanley
the
Cup
magnitude
ring,
of it.
DK King of the Game.
There you go.
They're in the same.
Same thing. Whatever.
He'd put it on his mantle. Maybe we'll take a picture right next to the cup.
So, I have a concern from tonight's game.
Oh.
This was not a full crowd tonight, guys. Alex Ovechkin was in town, the guy who's chasing Wayne Gretzky's goal scoring record. And this is the first game I've seen where it was not a full building.
Okay, my only counter would be Suns at home, ASU basketball at home, huge matchup against UCLA. Those would be my only two counters to that. It's definitely still concerning, but I think those two things are definitely factors.
Alex Ovechkin, man.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an excuse.
Although he was pretty quiet tonight.
I know.
And I don't know if you guys mentioned that, but if they did something well tonight, they did not get the puck on the puck.
That we actually were positive right off the top, which is shocking.
I got to give it to Valley showing that replay of Minnesota native Nick Bugstead getting back to block that on the penalty kill. That was an amazing play. It was a really good play, and he knew he was out of position. He goes, oh, I better go. So
yeah. I want to bring up Roaring Fork's comment about Crouse being out of the lineup tonight, because this was something that we didn't know until right before the game. We saw this afternoon that the Coyotes recalled Michael Carcone. We didn't really know why at the time. Then we found out Crouse is day-to-day with an upper body injury. Did you guys notice Krause's absence tonight, like Roaring Fork mentioned?
I mean, I don't know.
Or was it just like one of those games?
It was one of those games. I don't know that one player is going to change things. You obviously want to have Lawson Crouse in the lineup, but I don't think he's going to be out long. It sounds like it's a minor thing. but they just didn't have it. They just didn't have it tonight. It's one of those.
Yeah, they didn't have their feet. They didn't have that speed. They didn't have that jump that they normally have. And Lawson Crouse does help provide that. There's no question. He can bring a physical element to the game. I just don't know if that was just the way the locker room felt tonight, that they're running out of gas during this last week's back-to-back in Minnesota, Winnipeg. Man, that's tough.
Yeah,
they're tired. And guess what? They get on a plane here in a couple more days.
And the Caps defend well too. Let's not forget that. You know, we had Tarek El-Bashir on the show yesterday talking about that's one thing that they've done consistently this year. They really bottle up the neutral zone. The Coyotes really couldn't get any speed going through the neutral zone. They just, you know, he had 27 stops tonight, but you never really felt like Darcy Kuemper was seriously tested in this game.
Yeah.
And I said they get on the plane soon. They get on the plane tomorrow.
Yep.
So it's another travel day tomorrow, a different time
Crossing
zone.
a time
and guess
zone.
what? Dallas team's not a bad hockey team. Oh, and then guess what you do right after the game's over? You fly again. So they're gonna fly
at 1 in the
twice
morning,
within 24 hours.
And play who? Vegas.
After getting in at 1 in the morning. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And
so
playing
it's
at 6, and it's a 6 o'clock game, so I guess an hour earlier than normal.
It's tough.
I feel for them. I really, really do.
Do you feel for us? Well, we gotta no,
I mean, PD, you and I are sitting at home.
Furniture. We'll be in the more furniture. Recliner, so
do you feel for me then with these light beams all around me?
No.
I don't know what to do about this.
I don't. Sorry. No, okay. I don't know either.
It's like Craig Morgan's Vegas show or something. Like, it's amazing.
I love it. Okay, well, let's look at PD's keys from tonight and see how they did.
Because Craig usually misses this part of the show. Stop grade 8. Ding. I think they did a great job of defending him, especially on the power play. Penalties. I mean, they 1 for 4 on the power play for the Caps. It's not the difference maker in today's game. Veggie, and this is a true stat, that his best career stats are against this organization. Goals against average and save percentage. Were prior to tonight.
This wasn't on him tonight, though.
No.
It wasn't on him tonight. This is poorly defended.
But we're probably going to see we're obviously going to see a split between the two goaltenders this weekend. And the other guy's on a little bit of a streak. And oh, by the way, I have a story coming tomorrow on Connor Ingram, who was a blast to talk to today. He was an absolute blast. Gave me a great anecdote for my lead. I'm obviously not going to give it away. And, sometime down the road, Petey will hear it because he doesn't read my stories either. But Leah will see it tomorrow. Yeah.
I'll see it before it's even published.
Did you see? I know you saw it because you tweeted it, those pads for the new Desert Night setup.
Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah. And Craig, did you see any? Because I saw that they were selling them at the team shop and some people were wearing them. Did you get to see any in person of the?
I did not, actually. I did not. I saw a lot of Ovechkin and Oshie jerseys tonight.
Was there a thing online? I forget where I see stuff about. I'm going to talk just real briefly about the Desert Night jersey. I know it's not a jersey show, but was there something describing what everything was? Was there like an overlay? I saw a picture with little snippets and notes, like the A in the
like an info.
Cactuses,
yeah.
Right? So that was. Did you see what they said about? Did I miss something, Craig? Did you put out a breaking news alert? Did the Coyotes name a captain?
No.
Did they talk about the sea on the captain on a moon?
We didn't talk about that yesterday on the show because I didn't know how to bring it up. People were like, "Ooh, the captain's really cool," and I'm like,
"The captain is really cool. It is.
They
it's
don't
a
have
sea
a
on the
captain.
moon. They don't have one." So I didn't. Again, don't. It's really cool. The sea on the moon, super cool. Don't have a captain. Won't see the sea on the moon. Moving on.
Someday I want to see a moon jersey. I want to see a moon jersey. I want to see somebody do something with the moon. It's underplayed.
It is underplayed. Can we
watch?
Yeah, we glow in the dark Vegas jerseys like that with the moon.
Glow in the dark too?
Yes. When they come down the tunnel and the lights are out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
why
lights
not?
on their helmet too? Okay, maybe not. Sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
While we're on jerseys, the NHL released the All-Star jerseys, and I know they're normally horrible. I think
normally horrible.
Always horrible. I think these are sick. Here they are. This is the Western Conference. Oh, are you just laughing at me because you think they're horrible?
They're horrific.
Why?
They're terrible.
Why?
They're terrible.
They're cool. It's retro.
Speaking
It's Florida.
Craig, is this Crockett and Tubbs? Is this Crockett and Tubbs 1982?
Yes. Wait, seriously, speaking of things that you can find on the rack at Walmart. Come on. No.
I don't know. I love it. I love the old school NHL logo.
1986 called. They want their jerseys back.
It's South Florida. It feels very old school. I don't know. I just love it. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. Let me know what you think in the chat.
Leah, this is the point. This is what we said about the jerseys yesterday, and this is what we're going to say about the jerseys today. Guess who they're not marketing to? Me and Craig. They're not.
Yep.
The 20-somethings, the people that are going to buy these jerseys, and that's who they're marketing to, not me. I think I don't like them, but when's the last time I bought a jersey?
Because you and I are the guys that are putting the 20-somethings through college right now, so we can't buy jerseys. We can't buy paraphernalia.
Good point.
Sorry.
Good point.
Leah's like,
but
I don't
I
know
guess
where
they
to go
tapped
with
into
this.
that Florida
I might cut
vibe.
one of you off.
They tapped into the Florida vibe, I guess. I guess.
Sure.
There's the chat is kind of a 50-50 split right now.
I wonder if it's age, if it's split by age groups. I wonder. We'll have to put it out there.
I don't know. I know it's not your favorite thing to talk about, but I had to bring it up. But
did the Coyotes get any more All-Stars today?
No.
Shoot, I thought for sure
they did not. But one more thing I wanted to bring up about the All-Star game, because they did announce they did announce the voted in players, which I think a lot of Twitter was scratching their heads thinking, are we sure this was the popular vote, or was this just what the NHL wanted? Yes. Florida, which is Florida is not a city, but Florida is hosting, and they didn't get a second player in the voting.
Yeah.
They only have one player represented, which I just thought was interesting. I mean, a lot of the guys we thought should be All-Stars, Austin Matthews, Sorokin, Vasilevsky, all the guys that you kind of think of when you think about NHL All-Stars. I'm not surprised a second Coyote didn't get in at all, but I just was a little bit surprised. And I know Florida's maybe not having the best season ever, but I was just a little bit surprised.
They should probably do a recount. I don't trust the results.
Honestly,
file a lawsuit.
Literally going to do it again.
HK.
Like really HK. Like the All-Star game is not the best players having the best seasons all the time. It just isn't. It's who's the most popular guys. They're going to go. Great. Am I going to dial in to see some guy shoot cards on Vegas Boulevard? No, of course not. Unless my TV is broken and I can't barbecue, I'm not going to sit inside and watch the skills competition. Oh, sorry. It's just not hockey. It's a farce. It's the guy throwing the one that I'm on the rant. I'm going to let it go. The one I still don't understand. And again, fan favorite. Everybody loves it, where they dress up in their little stupid costumes and they do their little stupid thing on the shootout. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Just idiotic. What in the hell is that? The dodgeball thing, or we go into our magic booth.
That's the best event.
For what?
For entertainment. Everything else is so boring. Let them show their personalities. This is the whole thing that we always talk about. The NHL doesn't allow for individuality. Everyone's so boring. They have all come in their suits.
That's cool. Good for them. Shoot the 4 targets as fast as you can.
Have they released all the events that they're going to have at the Skills Challenge?
No.
Have you heard some of the things that they're talking about?
Shooting frozen burgers into alligators' mouths?
I would go to that. I would go watch that. I want to see that. Petey's like, what?
Well, Petey would rather sit in his furniture recliner.
I want to see.
I would rather sit in my more furniture recliner.
Oh, here it is. Look at this. Look at that transition.
He would. And you know what? Since the All-Star game is in Florida, I too will be sitting in a more furniture recliner to watch it, which is, the only way I want to watch it, because it has a cup holder to put my Four Peaks beer. And if you want to get yourself the best furniture in the Valley, save big when you head to morefurniture.com. That's morfurniture.com. One of the common themes we've been talking about tonight has been Ovechkin and not getting opportunities, not getting shots on goal. And unfortunately, tonight on Underdog, I had higher on Ovechkin shots and a pick 'em. It was set at 5 was what it was set at, which was crazy. I also had higher veggie saves at 29.5 and then higher Chikrin shots on goal. So not my best night on Underdog, but that's okay. It literally took me from my desk to the door of my office to place that pick'em. That's how easy it was. And it's okay because when I signed up with the code PHNX, Underdog gave me money because they matched my deposit. So, I'm not a little bit stress-free for me with that one. If you want to try Underdog Fantasy, download it now or head on over to underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with the code PHNX. And like I said, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. I've been struggling in the pick'em. I might need to go back to doing daily fantasy just to get some pride back. So Petey, maybe on Saturday we can do an Underdog fantasy draft.
Because I always lose. So bring me in. It's true.
Exactly. Just I'm not involving Saul. That's where things go wrong. So check that out as well. What's up? Are you raising your hand? Hello. Yes.
I am. Before we move on, I've got one more. I just got done saying I don't care. I've looked at what the All-Star, the additions. Did you see the goaltender for the Pacific who was added in? First of all, his picture, money, because it's a great stash. But it's Stuart Skinner from the Edmonton Oilers is the second goaltender for the Pacific Division. What? Like, what? What? Aiden Hill has better numbers than that as the backup in Vegas. What? Okay,
that is a little bizarre.
Yes. Moving on.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Right, just had to get that off my chest.
Well, Craig, is there anything else you want to talk about while you're here?
God, no, absolutely not. I just want out of this arena.
I'm just glad I back to back. We have to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Saturday, Sunday.
Woo! Can't wait.
Almost the All-Star break. Okay, last question before I go. Knowing that there's 2 games coming up with Anaheim, what place are the Coyotes in the NHL standings when we hit the All-Star break? What do you think?
30.
Leah, 30?
Yeah. Columbus is so bad.
But what about the Blackhawks? The Blackhawks are playing pretty well now.
I think the Blackhawks are going to win more. And I've said this all along. They're still a better team. If their goaltending can be even remotely average, that team is better. They're 2 points ahead of Anaheim now. That means if a split, they're still ahead of Anaheim. I'm going with Leah. I'm going to say they're going to drop 1 spot to 30. And I think it's going to be the Chicago catches them before the All-Star break.
All right. Just to be different, I'm going 31. Going to be in 31st place by the All-Star break. Might be a tie.
That's what Charles and Kenny think too in the chat. Let us know in the chat what you think. But
that's fantastic.
I know. I mean, again, thrilled to see Chicago
the All-Star break. If we're taking 30, 31, or 32 at the All-Star break, I think a month ago we would have said, well, "How is that going to happen?" No chance.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
Again, HKT double D.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Not bad. Pentilly. Craig, we'll see you when we see you. I don't know when that is. It's Saturday?
Saturday in studio.
Can't
so
wait.
No more shine on your face. Just
sorry, guys.
I wonder if he does it there. Like we know there's a problem, Leah, if we go on studio on set and the 2 of us are normal and Craig's still glowing. then we know we got a problem.
You'll know. You'll understand. You'll understand who you're working with at that point. All right, Craig. I'll see you guys.
Drive safe.
Oh man. Yes, we gotta send that camera out to be fixed. I like this. Ethan 32 # Kool-Aid, drinking the Kool-Aid. Why not?
Wow, buddy, like it.
HKT double D.
I don't know the tiebreakers. We'll look into it before that last couple of games. We'll make sure we look into the tiebreakers to look what they look like and who's winning the row and the regulation overtime wins and stuff. So we'll make sure we know that.
I will say though, just we've been looking ahead at the schedule, which I'm just going to pull up again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games between now and the break.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe a lot. 1. It is a lot, but
maybe 1. But they played well against St. Louis that year. They played them 7.
The light is at the end of the tunnel. It's on the horizon. It's there.
The first tiebreaker, the Coyotes actually win all the tiebreakers, which is regulation wins, and they have way more than Anaheim, almost double Anaheim's. So that's bad. Yikes! Can I say one more thing? Can I plug something?
Yes. Is it your beer?
No, my new beer that I'm coming up with. I do have to. I swear, I have no idea where that would come from.
HKIPA.
Literally thought it's a great idea. On a sidebar, we take a wait on it. Like anybody cares who's listening now. It's still late. We used to do this on the plane rides. It would be me, the medical guy, and our travel guy, and we would talk about starting our brewery. We went and got the books on how to brew beer. We literally never brewed one beer, but we had named all our beers. We had, like, we didn't do shit, but we had it. That was our plan. We were going to quit, and we were all going to start our brewery, and we didn't. So that's not what I was going to say. I want to plug something I'm doing, and I know it's only a week away, so I wanted to talk just real quick, because we're going to get graphics and everything next week and make it really cool. But the Arizona State High School Hockey Championship for Division I is a week from Saturday at the Mullett. High school hockey in the Mullett. The state championship is going to be in the Mullett in a week. PHNX is going to have a tiny little presence there. So stay tuned. We'll give you more information, but there are tickets available on Arizona State High School Hockey Association website, and it's going to be fun, and go see what the future's like, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere. Anyway, that was it.
And the Coyotes won't have played that whole week, so if you need your hockey
Coyotes
fix,
aren't playing, ASU's not playing. Tickets are $15.
Yep.
Cool.
It's going to be
it is going to be fun, and I'm calling the game, so I get to do the color
that's
job.
so cool.
My third consecutive state championship, calling the color on that job.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And another thing I'm going to plug for Petey is we got a Petey's Puck Talk coming very, very soon.
Wow.
So this is a good one. It might be the most in-depth one you've ever done.
Very, very soon.
So I'm really looking forward. So stay tuned. Subscribe to PHNX Sports on YouTube so you don't miss out on that. It's going to be good. Nicholas said Petey's Positivity Porter.
Yeah, I literally don't know what to say to that, because you know how many people stop me on the street and say that I'm such a positive shining light in their orbit. I'm so positive. No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, Petey, I have some good news. Speaking of positivity, we finished a line on the punch card. Here it is.
Oh,
and the only thing that spoiled the fully red line was that shootout win against Detroit,
but they were down 3-1.
Which, granted, they needed that. They needed that moral victory. I can't imagine what the locker room was like tonight with that 4-0 loss, and then you're looking ahead at the calendar that we just looked at. They needed that. So I'll give them that. But
I will say this on the punch card. Take a quick, tight look at the punch card. 5 rows completed, less than 5 rows to go. That is a huge win.
That's unreal. I can't believe it.
Nicholas said he played in a high school championship. Nicholas,
oh my gosh, that's really cool.
At the ice end. By the way, they were fire at the ice end too, and they were at Oceanside last year. They had 800 to 900 people. We'll see. My son's Pinnacle Pioneers. They have a tough road to get to the finals this year. I got Notre Dame penciled in. We'll see if Pinnacle can make it back in.
Petey's PA.
That's a great
Are you
one.
kidding?
That is really good, actually.
These are unreal. Oh my god.
Oh, buddy.
This is the content you come to PHNX for, right?
That is.
But you also come for amazing content like Craig's diehard only piece on Ovi's goal against the Coyotes, which I'm just still not even over that that's his favorite goal ever, when he scored 810
in his rookie season.
Yeah, and he scored 810 of them, and his favorite goal. And by the way, of all the teams in the NHL, he scored like not the fewest, but in the category of the fewest against Arizona.
If you take out the 2 expansion teams, it is the lowest, by the way. Tied.
So anyway, check out Craig's story. Cool. It's an unbelievable article. You can find it at gophnx.com. You have to be a diehard to read it. He obviously teased his story coming up with Connor Ingram, and then the mailbag is for diehards only too. So lots of great reasons to become a diehard. You can grab yourself some merch from the locker. When you sign up, you get a free shirt or hat upon sign up, and every year after that, you also get 20% off on merch in the locker and 20% off on events as well. So Nicholas said 2011 3A state champs Mountain Ridge. We beat Flagstaff 7-5.
Congratulations.
Very cool.
Nicholas. That's cool.
And Charles said Pack Therapy Pilsner. Love it.
Kind of brings the whole group together.
It really does. But head on over to gophnx.com/diehard to become a diehard, join the family, and join the Discord as well. We have a lot of fun talking hockey and other things all the time in there. And obviously, big point of discussion on the show was maybe the lack of fullness in the arena, the lack of Coyotes fans, the overpowering of the other teams. You can change that. You have the power to change that.
Uh-oh. You're muted.
My mic is acting up. Hold on one sec.
You know where you go? You go to Game Time. You go to Game Time. Just go to read our description. Go to Game Time. If those procrastinators out there, you can get up to 60% off those tickets. The closer you wait to your event, the lower the prices. Go to Game Time and look for the description. Look for the link in our description to reach Game Time app. The best place to get your tickets for concert and sporting events in the Valley.
Look at you. I'm so proud.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh my God. Lottery Luck Lager.
But buddy, yes. These are honestly, we should do that now. Like that should be a thing.
Honestly, I'm like taking screenshots of all of these.
I would do Lottery Luck Lager. Well, hell yeah. I'd sell out of that.
Real. These are unreal suggestions. Oh man. Well, Petey.
Is it too late to have one now? It's 10:30.
No. It's you were drinking at 11 a.m. yesterday.
I know, that's like noon. That's like 5 o'clock to most people. 11:30 in the morning.
Yes. No, that's your 5 o'clock.
I know, that's what I mean. It's halfway through my day by 11.
Oh,
buddy. No, that was good. And so let's leave it this. Let's recap the game.
Okay.
Nobody scored, so that's easy.
Let's recap the game. Nobody scored. Okay. Good night.
Good night. So that was good. We looked for positives. The penalty kill, even though they did give up a goal, I thought the penalty kill was good. Shot blocks, Stetcher, Boogeyman. I think there was some good stuff on the penalty kill. And let's hope Krauser's back before this weekend, because this could be bad.
Yep. And one more thing I forgot to mention, Matias Maccelli has been upgraded from week to week to day to day. So he could return potentially even before the All-Star break. If not, we would expect to see him right after. So great to see him. He was on the ice for morning skate today. If you want the full update from Coach Tourigny, it's on our PHNX Sports YouTube channel. So check it out there as well. To the chat, thank you so much for being here, especially when I mentioned all those other events going on tonight. You chose to be here for a 4-0 loss pack therapy. So we immensely appreciate you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell. Wherever you get your podcast, subscribe, leave us a review. It means a lot to us as well. And you can follow PHNX Sports across all social platforms. There's always a ton of stuff going on across PHNX. If you just look at the landscape of Arizona sports, there's always something to talk about, it seems. So definitely subscribe. And you can follow us on Twitter at Leah Merrill, at S Peters Hockey, at Craig S Morgan, at Sean_DePaz, who is currently downtown watching the Sun Devils play UCLA. So I'll tune into their post-game show later tonight. If you want to stay up even later and tune into that, definitely do. But lastly, you can follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. Once again, we appreciate you all. We'll be back live Saturday night after the Dallas game. But until then, have a great rest of your night, everybody.